Hey everyone, and welcome to One Night Ultimate Werewolf Survivor. Kinda. So this is episode 0, the introduction episode. I'm going to be going over 3 things in this video. 1, how the game is played. What is One Night Ultimate Werewolf Survivor? I'll explain how everything works. 2, I'll be saying who's in it. The players, the 9 players that will be playing in this tournament. And 3, which cards are in it, which 12, I was about to put up 12, which 1, 2, there we go. Which 12 cards are in this tournament. That's what we'll be going over in this video. So let's talk about what exactly is One Night Ultimate Werewolf Survivor. If you've seen the real show Survivor, you'll kind of know how it works, but basically here's what's going to happen. Each week, the players will play a One Night Ultimate Werewolf game. Nothing crazy going on there. The thing is, whoever wins is immune from the vote. What is the vote? Each week, the group will vote on who to kick out. Just like Survivor, there will be a tribal council where all the players will vote for a player to kick out of the game. And one by one, they'll get kicked out until we got 2 players left. But just to say again, the One Night Ultimate Werewolf game is basically the immunity challenge. So if you win the game, you are immune from being voted out. So ideally, whoever's the best of One Night Ultimate Werewolf will be immune the most, I guess, and will have a lesser chance of being voted out. But at the same time, if you're really good at the game, maybe people will try to vote you out quick. So let's be real. We're not really figuring out who the best One Night Ultimate Werewolf player is, because if you are the best, you will probably be voted out. So this is just a fun way to change up One Night Ultimate Werewolf on my channel. I've been calling it the tournament. It kind of is. You know, we're not really figuring out who the best is. We're just having fun. So I'm very excited to show off One Night Ultimate Werewolf Survivor. I say, let's get into who's playing in this series. So first I gotta acknowledge that I will not be playing in this series. I will be hosting the whole dang thing. I know, like, I had to set everything up. There has to be someone in charge, and this time it's me. I don't know if that will change. I like hosting this thing. Well, I've only done it once, but I did like doing it. So I will not be playing. So which 9 players will be? The first one up is pretty obvious, I think, in my book. She has been in almost every One Night Ultimate Werewolf video. She sat out 3 games, but other than that, she's been with me by my side the whole time. She's been my girlfriend in the videos, she's been my fiance in the videos, and she is currently my wife in the videos. Hopefully it doesn't go any further than that. Hopefully it doesn't jump to divorcee or widow. I don't know why I'm saying this. But that's right, Katie is one of the players. She's been here from the beginning. She's very good at the game. I'm very excited to have her in the tournament. She also got me into the show Survivor. So she knows Survivor, she knows One Night Ultimate Werewolf. She is gonna be a power player in the game. Sticking with people who have been here since the beginning. Ed will be in the game. He's most famous for Thumbgate, but he's also most famous in my brain for being an all-around great guy and such a funny dude. He's not like I don't want to like crap on people, but I gotta be realistic here. He's not like amazing at One Night Werewolf, but I think he's very good at lying, and he might not know exactly what he's saying. He comes off very genuine. But I think he also plays the whole, I don't know how this game works. He'll play that to his advantage sometimes. But I'm very excited that Ed is in this tournament. Ed will be in this tournament. Also sticking with people who have been here since the beginning. Dylan will be in this tournament, also playing from the beginning. I think he's in the same boat as Ed, where he's not like a One Night Ultimate Werewolf mastermind, but he's very good at the game. Dylan has this knack for saying exactly what has happened. He just goes, I got a feeling that you're the werewolf and you swapped with him. Like, I don't know how he does it. He just always calls it out. So when he is the werewolf, he's usually pretty good at being like, but you're the Tanner, and he'll throw other people under the bus. Dylan's been here from the beginning. He's had segments all about him. Yeah, sadly, I will say those segments will not be in the series, just to get your expectations a little bit lowered. Know all about Dylan's. These episodes are already long enough as they are. I didn't need to make them any longer, but I'm still very excited to have Dylan in the tournament. So that's all the people who have been here since the very first episode. But from the very first record sesh, I'm not sure if you've been all the way back to my webcam days, he came in halfway through the record session, so he was in this first recording session. But Joey will be in this series. I had to get him. He was #1 on the stats forever on the leaderboard. So he's very good at this game. He plays this game outside of my channel. You know, he knows the rules pretty well. Yeah, he's one of the top tier players. He's really good at keeping track of what happened. He's good at keeping track of his lives. And he's good at like calling roles that he knows are out of the game and that it's like safe to call. Be like, I was the witch, because he like knows, he can like deduce who's not, like he can listen to all the roles and be like, oh, the witch hasn't been called. I'm the witch, baby. I know a lot of people can do that, but he can also do it. He can do it pretty convincingly. So I'm very excited to have Joey in the tournament. Speaking of people who were #1 on the charts, not just were, but is Jeff. Jeff is going to be in this tournament. He is currently the #1 ranked player. To be fair, he's so high on the leaderboard because the amount of games he's played. He's only played like 21 games or something like that, but he has been winning a lot. He was definitely one of my main picks to be in this tournament. He also really loves Survivor. Well, I shouldn't put that on him. He has been binging it almost at the same time that I've been binging it. So pretty recent watch of Survivor, so he knows the Survivor game and he knows One Night Ultimate Werewolf. He might not know all the rules in the game, but he's pretty good at keeping track of which cards are where. So Jeff, I'll say it every time. I'm very excited to have you in the tournament. So someone who is not on the official leaderboard, but they're on the under 20 games played leaderboard, Amber. Amber's going to be in this tournament. She has not been in too many of my videos, but she has been in there. She is a tough one to play with. So I said it before, I'm very excited to have her in the tournament because she can be very quiet. So she's very particular with what she says. She's just like, I'm the apprentice here. I saw that. That's all I'm giving you. And so you really got to figure out if she's lying, how that works, like if she is telling the truth. She's one of those tough players to play with. I'm not saying that in a bad way, I'm saying she's good at the game. I realize tough players to play with sounded like a mean sentence. But no, Amber's in the tournament and I'm very excited about it. So this next person, he's pretty recent to my series. I actually met him through another game, Drop Mix, which I'm sure you've seen on my channel. I'm sure you're big fans of and you've seen all those videos. I'm just joking, no one watched those videos. But DeAndre, who he learned One Night Werewolf through my channel, like through playing. He played Drop Mix with him, and I was like, hey, come play One Night Werewolves, and he played. But now he's like a mastermind at the game. He like knows all the roles pretty well. He's very big on my Discord. He's always playing games with us on the Discord. He was almost #1 on the leaderboard for a bit. He was about to take Joey, but then he lost the game, and he just didn't beat him, and then Jeff swooped onto that leaderboard, taking that #1 spot. So DeAndre, very high on the leaderboard, was almost #1, didn't quite make it, but I'm very excited to have him in the One Night Ultimate Werewolf Survivor. The next player, she has been pretty new to my videos, but I'd say she quickly became a fan favorite, especially with how much fun she seems to have with the game. She's always laughing. You know her, Kelsey. Kelsey's in this game, she's new. She kind of has this like, she has a big fear of messing up the rules, because you gotta admit, there are a lot of rules in One Night Ultimate Werewolf, and if you aren't playing all the time, I might just throw in a new card, and a lot of people are like, what? Most people just ignore and go, okay, I'll figure out that card later. She just seems to have the saying of like, oh my god, I'm this role, I'm gonna screw it up. But she usually doesn't. She usually knows the rules pretty well, but she has this like chaos to the game where during the day she might not fully understand all the rules, so she's like claiming other stuff. I'm not trying to talk down, I'm just trying to be honest here. I'm the host, even though they're all my friends, I still gotta be honest. But she is, I'm super happy to have her on my channel in general. She's always very happy and very positive, and I'm very excited to have her in the One Night Ultimate Werewolf Survivor. All right, guys, last but definitely not least is someone who has never played One Night Ultimate Werewolf on my channel. I'm talking about Josh. Most of you guys probably don't know who he is, which I'm not trying to be mean here. Okay, let's just be real. But he has been on my channel for a while. Back in the day, Dustin, Dylan, Josh and I used to host a podcast talking about every episode of Glee. Now, we didn't finish the podcast, we gave up after season 3, but we all have this mutual love-hate relationship with Glee, and so we did a podcast about it. Also, Josh has, he streams on Twitch at Now Showing, link is obviously in the description, where he plays a lot of games on there, but he also plays board games. I've been on his Twitch stream playing virtual board games with him. He works with board games and he's playing board games a lot. He introduces me to a lot of board games. I remember when I first got One Night Ultimate Werewolf, I was just like, I need to show Josh this one. I think he already knew about the game, but like he was one of the people I was very excited to play the game with, which is ironic because I'm not playing with him in this tournament because I'm hosting it. If you go way back into our Patreon days, he used to play board games with us on our Patreon when we were doing more movie-themed stuff. Board games was like our extra stuff. Nowadays, we do board game stuff on the channel, and movie stuff is our Patreon stuff. We did a full 180 flip. I never thought about that. But Josh is he's a pretty expert at most board games. He's gonna not want me to say that. I'm not saying he's a Tom Vessel, okay? All I'm saying is he's very good at board games. He knows a lot of them. And I'm very excited to have him in the tournament. So that's all of the players in the tournament. This is a fun group. It's gonna be a great season with these 9 players. Now I say, let's talk about which cards we're playing with. So forever ago, back in March or May or some month, I did a live stream where we figured out which roles we were going to be playing with in this tournament. I didn't tell them it was Survivor based, but I did tell them it was a tournament where one person would be getting kicked out at a time. So we basically built this from a 3-player game up to a 9-player game. So here are all the cards in play. Werewolf. Werewolf wakes up and they may look at the other werewolves. If they are alone, they can look at a card from the center. We only got one regular werewolf in play this tournament. The other werewolf is a dream wolf. The dream wolf doesn't wake up, but when the werewolves wake up, they will stick out their thumb with their eyes closed to signal to the other werewolves that they are in the game. If the regular werewolf sees that the dream wolf is in play, they cannot look at a card in the center. The dream wolf obviously can't look at cards in the center because they never wake up, they're asleep the whole time. So the 2 baddies this whole tournament are the werewolf and dream wolf, but they're not working alone. They have a minion. The minion wakes up after the werewolves, and then the werewolves will stick out their thumbs to signal that they are in the game. The minion loves the werewolves and is willing to sacrifice him or herself for the werewolves. So basically the minion knows who the werewolves are. They can direct attention towards themselves in order to get, you know, they can die for the werewolves. I don't know why I'm making this, I keep getting a text. I got a text from someone I don't know saying, hey, can I call you later? And I was like, who is this? And they're like, you just called me. And I was like, no, I never call anyone. I looked at my recents and I didn't call anyone, so sorry to whoever's texting me, I didn't call you. The minion's willing to die for the werewolves. Though the thing is, the minion doesn't know where the werewolves are if they get moved around. So let's get into the villager team. The villager team, we got Apprenticeer. Apprenticeer wakes up and may look at a card from the center. I say may, but why wouldn't you want to do that? Then we have the Robber. The Robber wakes up and may swap their card with another player's card and look at their new card. They can look at what they've become. So if they steal a werewolf, they're obviously now a werewolf, but they don't do the action that they saw later. So if they see a later card, they don't perform it, they just know that they are that card. Then we have the Gremlin. The Gremlin wakes up and may swap 2 players' cards, but that also includes themselves, but they're not allowed to look at the cards. So they're basically like a troublemaker, but they can swap themselves if they want to. Then we have the Witch. The witch wakes up and may look at a center card. If they do, they have to give that card to any other player. No, not to any other player, to any player. That includes themselves. Then we have the drunk. The drunk wakes up and has to swap their card with a card from the center, but they're not allowed to look at it, so they have no idea what they are. Then we have the rascal. The rascal wakes up and does what the app tells you to. It's going to be some form of witch, drunk, robber, or troublemaker. Those are the 4 options we have on for this tournament. It's a 25% chance of them. Though the thing with the rascal, they always swap cards with another player. So if they do a witch, they're going to be doing it with another player's card, not a card from the center. Same thing with the drunk. Then we have the doppelganger. The doppelganger wakes up and looks at another player's card. Whichever card they look at, they are now that card. Most of those rolls, they'll perform that action instantly, but rolls like the gremlin, the rascal, and mortician, they'll do that action later. I didn't mean to spoil it, but the 2 independent rolls we have in this game are mortician. Mortician wakes up and looks at a card. You have to listen to the app. It's either going to be someone from your right, your left, both, or neither. Or yourself sometimes. What you look at doesn't matter. Your end game goal is to make sure one of your neighbors are dead. Either the player on your right or left, they have to die at the end. The last but not least, we have the tanner. The tanner never wakes up. They only win if they die. So they're just trying to get attention to themselves, kind of like the minion, but the minion's working with the werewolves. The tanners working by themselves. The werewolves cannot win with a tanner. If everyone votes for a tanner, then the werewolves don't win. But if the villagers vote half for a werewolf and half for a tanner, then the villagers can win with a tanner. It's very weird, but those are the rules. The rule for a soul minion that we are working on is if there's a minion in the game, but there are no werewolves, the minion wants another villager to die. That rule seems to be different in different playbooks on different sites, but that's the one we're playing with. You'll get to an episode where I forgot to tell the players that, so that might happen in an episode, and you'll see, we'll get to it. But that's the rules we end up going with. Those are the 12 roles we're playing with. Every time we lose a player, we'll lose a card. Yeah, I don't want to explain to you every card that's going to get taken out, but the final 3-player game will be Werewolf, Dreamwolf, Apprenticeer, Robber, Gremlin, and Tanner. So there will be some movement, some lying, and all that fun stuff. Just something I want to say, some rules to get out of the way, is if someone cheats during the night phase, I usually say if purposely or accidentally, but no one's going to purposely cheat. But if you do cheat, you will be taken out of the immunity game, the One Night Werewolf game. We will start over without them and without a card, and they have no chance of immunity. So cheating gets you out of the immunity challenge. If everyone loses, everyone is up to be voted out of the tournament. If everyone wins, then we will basically, everyone becomes immune, and then we'll have to play another game until we get at least one loser. If only one person loses, they will be automatically voted out of the game because everyone will have to vote for that one person. So what will happen is during the Survivor tournament, we'll keep voting people out until, so the 3-player game is the last game. We'll get some losers or one loser, how many losers, and then they will vote someone out until there's a final 2. Once there's a final 2, everyone else that is voted out will be on the jury. They're going to be watching the entire tournament, and they will vote for a winner. It's just like the Survivor show itself. I've been talking a lot, my mouth is getting tired. But this is the Survivor tournament. I'm very excited about it. It's a very different way to play One Night Ultimate Werewolf, and I can't wait to do it every year. There will be some twists and turns along the way, really only one, or maybe 2, but I'm very excited to see. It was a very fun tournament. All the players played really great, and I'm just very excited for you guys to see it. So next week will be episode 1. It will be a real episode. None of this just me talking. You'll see everyone here playing the game. So I'm very excited for you to see that. As you can tell, I'm very excited. So tune in next week for episode 1 of season 1 of One Night Ultimate Werewolf Survivor. See you next time. Bye.